So
We've definitely seen that.
boom, there you go. Now we got the split screen for the Aces. It is number 11, Archangel Andrada. And for the Sharks,
That's Valerie Gunning
Valerie Gunning and Nick
Shappy.
Shappy. Yep, you got it.
Yep, Andrade over there, chipping away by himself so far, doing all those sandbags. It looks like he's gonna be switching out late for somebody else in just a bit.
Yeah, and so it seems as though the best way for these teams to go is for the ladies to do two movements. They can throw it over once, go under, tag it, toss it back over, tag it, and then allow the gentlemen to do the same. It's a little bit of a longer rep to have the guys go up over the top.
Definitely.
Depending on who it is.
Yeah, if you have a lady that's strong enough and tall enough to just throw it over and crawl under really fast, that's definitely the ideal situation here, because getting over it seems to take much longer.
Yep, and that's Hollings. Hollings is out. Am I correct? Yes, Alex Hollings, excuse me, from the Aces on the right-hand side of your screen. On the left-hand side, still Shappy. 4 reps remaining for the Sharks, 4 reps remaining for the Aces, so pretty much neck and neck.
And Witter, we're looking at Witter. She is formerly of the Tampa Bay Brigade. This is her first time wearing green for the Sharks. She is one of those players that switched during the off-season, so good to see her doing her thing with a new team. Meanwhile, over for the Aces, that looks like it's going to be...
That is Taylor Sturt. No, excuse me.
Well,
Quentin Ambrosio.
Over here for the Sharks, already doing those aerials. Sam Nally joining in here. Meanwhile, Calen Ambrioso, his brother, is on the other side of the grid.
Wow,
for the first
this is
time,
almost like a
siblings going
backflip.
against each other on the grid.
And I don't know if you saw that. Ambrosio looked like he dislocated his finger for the Aces and pulled it out and kept going.
Ambrosio, they get vaulted out. As the Aces taking advantage, they get vaulted out. Ambrosio looking to the right. Area been taken over by a teammate.
Looked like he dislocated his finger for the Aces and pulled it out and kept going. Now, that's Jasmine Simpson that was just finishing up, but now Quentin Ambrosio for the Sharks, struggling to get those rings to stop moving so he can get upside down and into that handstand hold.
Oh, wow.
He's got
Looks
one
like
rep
he's doing
remaining.
A straight uprise into that handstand. He's struggling a bit, trying to hit that standard, swinging a little bit too much.
Wow, he almost had it.
Coach Figo Gomez trying to get him to switch. David Black coming in, formerly of the Orlando Aces, coming in to save him, trying to get those handstands, make up time for this echo.
That's
Looks like
it.
he's gonna do a good rep there. And in comes
Coleman.
Jesse Coleman.
They got about a 20-foot lead over Aces, over the Sharks, trying to dig in to get through the 60-foot push, and they've got about 5 feet remaining.
Yep.
Still about a 12 to 15-foot difference on these sleds. Now, stationary with the feet, both teams yanking, trying to get that back into quadrant number 2.
Yep, here comes Joaquin Graham taking over for Kristen Bonito, trying to make up some ground. Meanwhile, Alex Hollings fighting against that sled, trying to push it as fast as he can. Oh, but he's not straightening out his arms. I don't think the referees caught that quite there. He's gonna have to turn it back.
All right,
or not, they're letting them go. Kristen Bonito and Alex Hollings brings it through the finish line.
Wow, that was, now let's see if they can take this second half.
Yep, just cleaning up a few technical errors. Let's see if they like to do the same strategy here.
And here we go again. Shappy on your left with Gunning.
With Witter.
Excuse me.
That's going to be
Sydney
Ryan
Witter.
DeMatti on his own over there for the Orlando Aces.
Yeah, and that seems to be another strategy that some teams, is just having one person out there. The guys, especially if they're strong enough, that 75-pound bag is nothing.
I mean, Ryan DeMatti is just throwing that thing around like it's a I don't want to say, you know, a sack of potatoes, but
Literally. It makes it look like a little wall ball. But anyways,
Right.
I think, you know, besides the only thing that may be costing him would be how far he's throwing it, because he has to go a couple feet away from the wall to pick it up. If you can set it just over the wall, it's probably a better technique.
I definitely
see, look at that. You can
with
see it
the
on your
Sharks
screen.
just bringing it super close down there.
Yeah, same thing for Shappy. And look, Damati again off the mat, causing him to fall behind. He had a 2-rep lead. Now it is cut down to no lead. Sharks ahead. 4 reps remaining for both teams. Shappy now knocking one out. 3 to go.
Yep.
2 to go.
That's actually Taylor Sturgis over there for the Aces, knocking him out. He switched with the Matty. Simpson waiting on the hash mark, ready to complete those aerials.
I think they need to be thinking about a push rather than a throw. Calen Ambrioso now back onto the aerials, making great form there. Before had a little trouble getting upside down properly for the rep to count. Sam Nally also killing it. And that's Simpson on your right.
Yep, here comes David Blatt
Now-
doing those hang-to-handstands. It looks like the Sharks fixed their mistake from earlier and are able to get back in it.
That's it. Now, see, they sent out Blatt. Blatt was able to do what Ambrosia could not. Now, Coleman heading down the grid, 60 foot to the end of quadrant number 3. Ambrosia flying around. He has 1 rep remaining on his hang to handstand.
He did get
And
faulted on that last rep. The Sharks were able to fix their mistake. Joe, we almost never see this in an echo where a team is able to fix their mistake so accurately and come back on the second one.
yeah, and it was a minimal mistake in the first half. They pretty much had the race down. Now it's going to be them Sharks taking it in the second half of the echo, because the Aces still have a 40-foot pull and a push. So it's a
That's
foregone
right.
conclusion. Aces going to lose the second half of the echo, so these teams will split the echo.
Bonito's finishing into the finish line with Nunez, and they are going to take that second echo race.
Yeah, and the Sharks celebrating. Super happy with the corrections they made, as you mentioned. Now we're over with the Aces. That's Trisha Davis.
And Alex Hollings with the Orlando Aces. They're just finishing up. They just have to finish within the time cap.
That's
they
it.
have a full 45 seconds, so they're not really trying to rush it, do anything too crazy to fatigue themselves when they know they've already lost this specific race.